But we got to talk about the disaster that was last night. And I know I carry the Yankees water. All I do is defend the Yankees. And I'll continue to do that on some angle. But man, oh man, last night was frustrating in a myriad of ways. First off, they're ruining it. This is the first time. We've known it. We've talked about it. But now it's official. They are ruining this home run chase from Judge. This was supposed to be when they're up 15 games. I know we have bigger fish to fry, practically losing the division. I get it. But here's what's really bothering me, because I'm not ready to say they're yet. They're on the precipice of losing the division this yet. That's how I am. I know all of you think it's over. I'm not there yet. What's really bothering me today, and we'll get into all the other nonsense, but they're ruining it. We were supposed to have a cakewalk of a year, 15 games up. We were supposed to sit back and watch Aaron Judge hit 50 home runs, hit 60 home runs, hit however many home runs he was going to hit. We were going to all enjoy it. We were going to sit with our feet back with a division title in the back pocket, and we were going to watch Aaron Judge hit home runs, and they're ruining it. Because honestly, last night 50 was hit, and it didn't matter. It's nice. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad he did it, should I say. I'm happy for him, but even him, it's ruining it for him. And you know what? It shouldn't ruin it for him, because this guy bet on himself. We've talked about it ad infinitum, I know, but he bet on himself. And he decided to turn down the $220 million and bet on himself and go out there, and he's done everything you could have possibly asked for. He's played unbelievable defense in center field to boot. He's playing great defense in the outfield. He's hitting home runs. He's hitting for average. He's hitting in the clutch. His numbers late and close are ridiculous. He was carrying this team to its best regular season since 1998, and it's all falling apart, and neither he nor us can enjoy this 50 home run season. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that really ticked me off about last night, because as soon as he hit it, I said, who cares? They're not going to win this game, because that's how the offense is going. And two distinct things about that game last night, despite the fact that the offense stinks, Montas stinks, I get it. Right now, it looks like a terrible trade. Hopefully, he turns it around. I didn't think he was awful last night, but when you give up that many home runs and you can't win the game and you've pitched poorly your entire little session here as a New York Yankee, no one's going to say, oh, well, for the most part, maybe Boone will, but nobody else will. Nobody else will give him the benefit of the doubt. For the most part, he was okay. A couple of bad pitches, all got hit for home runs. I don't care. It wasn't good enough. He hasn't been good enough. But two distinct things really stood out about last night's loss for the New York Yankees. Two distinct things. One, Aaron Judge, the home run, and how now you are going to see that they are going to walk this guy. It's the first time it really came about. And what you're going to see is, as this home run chase goes on, and as the Yankees continue to play here, and as they continue to struggle and this offense continues to struggle, it is so important for the guys behind him to hit. And for all the guys who want to talk about, and all the people who call and complain about the lineup, and Judges shouldn't be hitting 2, he should be hitting 3 and 4, so you could have guys on in front of him. The reason he has to hit 2 is because you need somebody behind him, or they're going to walk him. What's the point of guys in front of him if nobody's scared of the guys behind him? He was pitched around, and the one time he's not, he hits a 430-foot home run to dead center, bouncing around in the Rockies out there behind center field. Having Trout turn and watch that ball fly, the one time he's actually pitched to. But he's not going to get pitched to if there's an open base, if there's 2 outs and late. Even if they don't intentionally walk him, they're going to pitch around him. They need the guys, whether it's they've tried Benintendi now against left-handed pitching. Rizzo dropped down to 6, hit a home run. Hopefully with his back, we talked about this yesterday, how bad he's looked and what he needs to do to turn the season around. But the guys behind him, Stanton needs to get his swing going. Rizzo needs to start to get healthy. And DJ LeMahieu needs to come through too, because whoever they hit behind him right now, nobody else is scared of. Nobody else is scared of. And Phil Nevin was really the first manager that brought it into the forefront in last night, because it was embarrassing pitching around him. And of course they pitch around him. Why wouldn't they? Everybody behind him stinks right now. Oh, you got to hit him 3rd. You got to hit him 4th. Why? So even less guys who are any good? There's only a handful of guys that you even think are any good. He needs protection more than he needs men in front of him, because right now his home runs are the only offense. And he can't hit home runs if he's not being pitched to. So he needs to hit at the top of the lineup, because I need somebody with a monicum of fear that put into the other team to hit behind him. I need somebody. And if you hit him fourth, who the hell is hitting fifth? If you hit him third, I don't even know who the hell is hitting fourth to put any kind of fear into the other team to not pitch to him. And that what leads me to the other thing is DJ LeMahieu for two different reasons. That bunt in the second inning was embarrassing. I'm sure a lot of you guys who call up and hearken to old school baseball and the Yankees don't bunt enough and they don't play small ball and they rely on the home run, I'm sure you loved a safety squeeze with runners on first and third. I'm sure you loved it. With one out in the second inning. Oh, let's make sure we get that run in. This is DJ LeMahieu. He's supposed to be one of the stalwarts of this team. He's supposed to be one of the guys we trust on. I know his toe hurts, and I know his swing's struggling. But that's a give-up at bat. It's the second inning. How about we put an inning together, maybe a base hit, and then let Aaron Judge hit instead of bunting the runner over to second base and opening up first base. It was the dumbest play ever. And it's give-up baseball. And it's DJ LeMahieu telling you, I don't trust myself right now. If he didn't get back into the clubhouse, and we could talk about Aaron Boone, if Aaron Boone didn't push him up against the wall and tell him, you're DJ LeMahieu. You're the best. You're one of the best contact singles hitters we have. You're the guy who's supposed to come through the base hit there and lead to a big inning, not bunt it over. Not play for one run in the second inning against the Angels. That's give up baseball. That's give up baseball. He gave up on himself there. It's embarrassing. And that's where this Yankee lineup is right now. They have no confidence in themselves. They have nobody to hit behind Judge. One of the best hitters on the team is bunting in the second inning to extinguish a rally for one run. It was so frustrating. You got Mike Ford hitting 500-foot home runs. You got Cabrera, who is hard to kill, but he's pimping a end-of-game fly ball to center field. Montas stinks. You get the little bloop single from Trout that leads to the Shohei Ohtani home run that breaks open the game. It was just a miserable night. It was a miserable night to watch this team play yet again, and there's been a long list of them. But last night, watching that bunt infuriated me. Watching them walk Judge twice infuriated me. Watching Judge hit his 50th home run of the year and me not care about it infuriated me, because that's where this team has put us. In a spot where we don't even care about the 50th home run because they're losing to the Angels, they're losing to the A's. And now the lead is down to 7 games, 6 in the loss column, with the Tampa Bay Rays, who got a 2-game set against the terrible Miami Marlins. And then this weekend is going to be a huge series against Tampa Bay. And they better turn it around. And having said all that, they need to take the next 2 games. And then if they can do that, you have a 4-3, 7-game West Coast road trip, which isn't what you wanted. It should be better than that. But you live with it. It's still 7 out of your last 10. And hopefully, at the very least, it would be at the very least, you got a 7-game lead heading into the series with Tampa. And you still have an opportunity to separate yourself. And you still have a good opportunity to take charge of this division. It's still a 7-game lead. But it's got to happen. The Yankees need to win these 2 games leading into that series against Tampa Bay. It cannot be any worse than 7. And they're not only losing, they're taking all the joy from it. This was supposed to be a cakewalk to a division title, watching Judge hit 50, 60 home runs with our feet back, admiring what an amazing accomplishment, and just waiting for the numbers of his contract as he takes us through the playoffs and into the World Series. And instead, we got to watch this garbage night after night. Mike Ford. Unbelievable. 877-337-6666. McMonagle here with you, filling in for Carton Roberts. We'll get into the Mets and Dodgers. We'll get into the R.J. Barrett contract. We'll get into it, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't know how you could be either. If you're ecstatic or upset, I don't get it. It's the same team. They gave him a contract. All right, so maybe now he's not in the trade. They're still in the market for Mitchell. They're still going to work on that. We're all pleased that Rose didn't get, killed by Ainge and he made a stand. Great. Can we get the player? Maybe get the player. But we'll get into it as we get through the show here. McMonagle in for you. 877-337-6666. Let's go to Ed real quick before we go to break. Edward in Queens. What's up, Edward?
You know, I don't know if you've ever played baseball before professionally or even in college, but you prefaced DJ LeMahieu's performance last night with 2 injuries that he has, and then completely overlook it and say what a terrible thing he did.
Terrible thing he did.
You're not taking that into account.
I don't care. Then he shouldn't play. If he's in there and the best option for him with first and third is the leadoff hitter is the bunt, then he shouldn't be the leadoff hitter. Then go sit on the bench. You're hurt.
You don't sit on the bench unless the manager says you can play.
Well, no. Then go up there and take your hacks and get a base hit and start the rally and have a big inning. Don't bunt the runner over to play for 1 run in the second inning against the Angels so that Judge could get walked.
You're a fan, not a player.
Oh, please. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where you played, Ed. I didn't know you're a Yankee or a Met. Everyone was calling it a bad baseball play. Everybody. Michael Kay. Everyone. The entire broadcast thought it was a bad play. Now, I'm not a... You just like bunts. Congratulations. For all you old Yankee fans, I shouldn't say old, that's not fair, but all you old school fans of baseball who love the bunt, and there's a place for it. Bunting in the first inning, a second inning, for 1 run against the Angels. That is a give-up play. I'm sorry it is. I understand he's hurt. I understand his swing's not where he wants it. I'm playing for a big inning there. I'm not playing for 1 run to walk Judge and take my best hitter out of the line, my best hitter's bat out of his hands. No, thank you. It was terrible, and I just don't like the feel around that. I don't like what that says. I understand he's hurt. That's not good enough excuse. Then don't play. If you don't think you can get a hit, then don't play. If you don't think you can hit a sacrifice fly, then don't play. I'm not giving up and out there. And then it led to Judge being walked, which we saw twice. Patrick in Cortland. What's up, Patrick? You're on the fan.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I don't know. I'm just worried about this whole holy water in the Yankees thing. I mean, like worrying about
holy
Judge.
Water. What holy
That's
water?
what you said at the beginning of this whole rant. You were saying that that you weren't going to sprinkle the holy water over the Yankees, but you're basically.
Oh,
saying
I said yesterday. I said I'm not ready to bury them. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying that you Judge's his home runs. It has nothing to do with it. You can't base a team on one player, and
no one's basing the team on one player. That's what I'm saying. The rest of the team is ruining the one player we were supposed to have. We were supposed to enjoy a 50th home run. I felt like I couldn't enjoy the moment. I mean, that's what bothered me about last night. I don't know if it bothered you. Okay. It bothered me.
It bothered me as well.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a situation where I don't know. I'm worried that people are looking to one player and just hoping that the Yankees can ride him out.
No, I'm not looking to one player. If Judge is the only player, they're not going to win. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you missed the whole point of my conversation. The whole point of my conversation is there's nobody good enough around him to make it happen. They're walking him, and the home runs mean nothing because the team is losing, and he can't be the only guy. Judge's 55th home run was supposed to be cool, and now it's not cool because the rest of the team sucks, and they can't win games, and they can't score runs, and so I can't enjoy it. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I agree.
So that's the point, Patrick. That's the point. That's the point. Last night was frustrating for that. That's what it was. I don't know about other Yankee fans. You call me up, 877-337-6666. Yes, the division's fading away. Yes. It's down to 6 games. I wanted to watch Judge and be happy about it. That's what I wanted. That was part of the 15-game lead. We were going to have this down the stretch, and they're blowing it. And for the first time, because 50 home runs is a big deal. He's the 3rd Yankee to ever hit multiple seasons of 50 home runs, and it's an afterthought on the whole situation because they keep losing and they can't hit, and it's a meaningless home run to take it from 4 to 3, and you don't think there's a prayer in hell that they're going to get that 4th run to tie the game because everybody else stinks. I'm with you. The team stinks right now. The one thing that's probably different between me and you and everybody else and all the people on Twitter who get on me and even BT who called me in to call me, a Yankee sycophant or whatever he decided to call me, is that I think they can turn it around still. They have to do it now. They have a 3-game set with Tampa. If they take 2 or 3, which I know nobody can possibly imagine them doing, if they take 2 or 3, they're back in good standing and they would have won the season series and have the tiebreaker. And that adds another game to the lead. It won't be there in the standings when you look at it, but they will own the tiebreaker. There's no more 163. But it shouldn't have to be like this. This is my point of today. I shouldn't have to be doing that. I shouldn't have to be looking to see how many games they won against Tampa and set up the tie break and this and that. And we should be enjoying a 50th home run instead of happening on the West Coast in the middle of the night on another miserable night where the offense did absolutely nothing. And it never became more prevalent than ever that Judge can't do it on his own because they're walking him left and right. And everybody behind him, nobody's making him pay for walking him. Benintendi with lazy fly balls to center field after Judge walks. What's that going to do? It's going to lead to more losing.